Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Crypto Corner with myself, OJ, crypto analyst and investor since 2016. Now, in this video, I'm going to go through my full watch list of altcoins for 2024 because I see you've been asking me many times now, what am I buying, what's on my watch list, what's in my portfolio. So that's what I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna show you all of the tokens that are in my watch list. I'm gonna tell you which ones are already in my portfolio and which are the ones that I'm just watching for now, and maybe I will jump into some of those, maybe not. I mean, there is more than 50 tokens on my watch list. There were about 80 in fact. I think I trimmed them down to about 70 at this point. I'm trying to have no more than 40 tokens in my portfolio because it becomes a little bit too difficult to monitor everything. But as the bull run progresses and as we see more pumps coming, inevitably, I guess at some point I will jump to about 50 tokens. At some point in the previous bull run, I actually had more than 60 tokens, and it's really difficult to handle. This is why I'm saying that no more than 40 is really my target, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, some of these are longer term. I never really do long term, meaning years, but longer term for me means throughout the whole of 2024 up to the point of when I see that we have this blow off top in the market and we are about to start another bear cycle. This is when I'm going to be exiting all of my altcoins. I usually exit all of my altcoins during the beginning of a bear cycle, and I don't really hold on to them during a bear cycle. This is my winning strategy. It's worked for me very well throughout the last bear cycle and throughout the previous bear cycle as well. Some people like to see altcoins as a long-term investment. I don't see it like that. For me, this is a recipe for disaster. So I'm not saying that you have to do what I'm doing, but I'm sharing with you what I'm doing because I've been in this space for quite a few years now. I've learned a few tricks, and this is what I'm sharing with you. So without further ado, let's jump into my crypto portfolio for 2024. All right, so let's get started. And also, before I start, another thing is I'm going to be using here coincheckup.com. It is one of the data aggregators websites that I'm using, but you can see my full portfolio on coinmarketcap.com. You can follow me there at BusyGeorgie, which is my handle for all of my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know, apart from TikTok. TikTok, I messed it up. So even though it is my handle, I can't actually access that account, so I had to start from scratch. So I have a different handle. But nonetheless, if you go on coinmarketcap.com, you will be able to see all of the tokens that are in my watch list. So let's get started. I'm not going to go through the top coins here. They are quite obvious, you know, Ethereum and BNB, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Avalanche, Dogecoin, Tron, and Chainlink. I mean, these are tokens that are self-evident. They are quite popular already, so you know about them. I don't really need to be discussing why they are in my portfolio. I'm only going to say that Chainlink is my biggest altcoin position outside of Ethereum. Ethereum was the first altcoin that I jumped into back in 2016 when it was $8, or was it $6, I think. So yeah, Ethereum was my first and it remains my biggest altcoin position. Outside of that, Chainlink is my second biggest altcoin position. That's been since last year. I was accumulating throughout the whole year. Now at the end of the video, I'm actually going to talk about which are the coins that are kind of in my longer term portfolio, meaning they will stay for the whole of 2024 and I don't really bother trading them. And then the other ones that are in my portfolio are usually shorter term, meaning that if I see a pump, I usually offload. I might not exit all of my positions from that token, but I would sell a large chunk of them first to cover the money that I already put in there, you know, to book in some profits. And also sometimes I just use the pumps to offload and then I reaccumulate if I want the token to remain in my portfolio. You can see that I have several categories in my portfolio. These are the ones that I'm focused on. These are the ones that I understand better, and this is why I don't really feature all kinds of tokens. I only stick to the categories that I'm most familiar with. I have infrastructure, layer 1s and layer 2s. I have DeFi, There's AI tokens as well, because AI is one of the strong narratives throughout this cycle. Gaming and metaverse is another strong narrative right now. That's why you see quite a few tokens here from that narrative in my portfolio. And I have a few degen tokens, which are basically meme coins and gambling or gambling tokens. I don't really have gambling tokens, but these are the degens, and I might be adding some more, but for the time being, it's just those three. So with that said, let's move on to the list of tokens, and I'm gonna start here. I said I'm going to skip all of the large cap, all of the top 12 by market cap, because they are self-evident. I don't really need to focus on those. So let's keep Polkadot as well, let's keep Matic as well. ICP Internet Computer. This aims to be a fully decentralized alternative to the current internet dominated by cloud giants. It envisions a world computer where independent data centers globally work together to host websites, run web apps, and even power AI, removing single points of failure and censorship. They have a unique proof of useful work consensus mechanism, and ICP offers intriguing possibilities for a more open and resilient internet, which is why I like this token. I feel that it is quite strong in its niche, and this is why it's on my watch list, and it's also in my portfolio. I have a small bag of ICP. It's not a big chunk, but it is in my portfolio. Atom, the token of Cosmos, which builds a network of networks where specialized blockchains seamlessly connect, empowering scalable collaborative dApps, and there is a lot of happening in the Cosmos ecosystem right now. This is why I like Atom, and I have some of the token, but my position right now is much smaller than it was during the previous cycle. I don't think Atom will 10x this cycle. This is why it's a small position. Injective is another token. This is a part of the broader Cosmos ecosystem too. It builds DeFi on its own blockchain, offering MEV-resistant trading across spot, derivatives, and all major financial instruments, aiming to become the future of decentralized finance. I like that. It is in my portfolio, and I do have a medium-sized bag of Injective. It's actually been doing really well. It's already 1,275% up since last year. So we're looking, by the way, here in the green. You will see that this is the progress over the past year, not from the start of this year, but over the course of the last 365 days. So this is what you're seeing here in green, and this what you see on the screen is from CoinMarketCap. You can also see here the market capitalization of the token. Of course, we are going according to market cap, so first we are starting with the large cap coins, and then later on we're going to get into the small cap, into the more degen tokens. You can also see the volume over the last 24 hours. You can see the circulating supply, the total supply, and the fully diluted market capitalization, which of course is a little bit different than the market cap currently. We don't really care about fully diluted market cap right now, because this includes tokens that might not yet be mined. So we are looking at just market capitalization here, which is on top. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is APT, the token of Aptos. This is a layer 1 blockchain aiming to be fast, secure, and scalable for Web3. It boasts 150,000 transactions per second, blazing fast transactions compared to Ethereum's 15 transactions per second. It uses Move language, a secure and predictable smart contract programming for developers. It has a shared state design optimized for parallel execution and low fees. Think of it as a highway for Web3, where DeFi, NFTs, and more can zoom by smoothly and safely. Unfortunately, it is still underperforming. In fact, last year it was performing better than this year. It is still 54% down in the last year. So in fact, early last year it was performing better than it is performing right now. But I feel that Aptos is going to make a comeback, and in fact I started recently accumulating it because I feel that it already reached a bottom, and I don't really expect it to be going much lower than this. So at this point I'm expecting that it will be picking up, and this is why I feel that right now is still a good time to be getting some of these tokens if you are interested in Aptos. It is a strong token, it is a popular token as well, and I feel that it's going to have a revival. That's why it's in my portfolio. It is a small bag at this point, but I will be increasing my positions at the dips. Alright, moving on. The next one is Thea, the token of Celestia. This is a modular data availability network that's like the backbone of blockchain rollups. Think of it as secure storage for all the essential data of these rollups, making them super fast and scalable. Developers can focus on building awesome apps while Thea handles the data storage behind the scenes. Developers can pick and choose the pieces they need to build their perfect rollup, and it keeps all that rollup data safe and sound, ensuring the integrity and transparency of the entire network. And with the rise of rollups, Thea is definitely one to watch. It is 642% up in the last year. So a spectacular performance from Thea. I feel that at this point it's already quite high, but definitely it stays in my portfolio for the longer term. Okay, the next one on my list is IMX, Immutable X. This is an NFT gaming powerhouse built on Ethereum, but it's designed for zero gas fees and blazing fast trades. Picture it as a smoother, faster on-ramp for gamers into the NFT world, where in-game items and collectibles become effortlessly tradable without breaking the bank. That's the promise of IMX, and it's already attracting top gaming studios and players, so think of it as a bridge between traditional gaming and the existing world of blockchains, built for speed, affordability, and it is in fact in my portfolio already. A small bag, I don't really have too many of it. It is 154% in the last year, so it's yet to make much bigger gains, much bigger pumps, and I feel that it will. So I'm not really heavily invested in Immutable X, but it is in my portfolio already. Okay, let's see what's next on my list. Caspa, well, that's one of the tokens that I managed to catch really early on thanks to Tokenmetrix. Tokenmetrix is the website that I'm using for analyzing all kinds of data on different blockchain projects and finding new projects. They actually do spectacular analysis and they publish it weekly. Actually, we have daily emails from them, but their analysis, their in-depth analysis, code reviews and things, team reviews, overall project reviews are second to none. This is how I actually find a lot of these projects early on. I managed to catch Caspa when it was below 4 cents. It is now over 10 cents. It's actually done a spectacular performance, one of the very strong performance over the last year. And in fact, over the last year, Caspa is 1,537% up. And I managed to ride this wave throughout the whole of last year thanks to Tokenmetrix. I dropped the link in the description below if you want to check them out. Definitely worth a try. And you get a 10% discount with my link as well, so give it a try. Caspa is a very fast and secure cryptocurrency built on a unique block DAG technology. Think of it as a greener, faster Bitcoin, but with ghost DAG, which means no competing with orphaned blocks. Caspa uses a special technology that lets multiple blocks exist and coexist, leading to super fast transaction times. There are no pre-mines or founders, just a fair launch, and has a passionate community building the future of Caspa. In other words, it is a super secure, blazing fast cryptocurrency built on a unique block DAG technology. It's a speed demon in a way. We're talking lightning fast transaction times, processing 1 block per second and aiming for even higher speeds in the future. Imagine sending money across the globe in seconds with minimal fees. And if you've been in this space for long enough to remember Litecoin in the early days, it was built to be the faster, cheaper for transacting alternative to Bitcoin with all the characteristics of Bitcoin minus the high fees and the long waiting block time. Caspa is like that on steroids and much more, but let's not overcomplicate things. It is, as I said, 105,037% up in the last year, and it is also one of the bigger market cap coins. It's number 38 according to CoinMarketCap. It is over 2 billion already because it had quite a strong run, so it is no longer a small cap. But when I entered Caspa, when I first invested in it, it was a small cap coin. Alright, what's next on my list? Oh, Arbitrum, another very popular project. It is an Ethereum layer 2 actually solution that acts like a high-speed VIP lane on top of the main blockchain. It uses optimistic rollups to make transactions faster, cheaper, and more scalable. Basically, Arbitrum is like a turbo boost for Ethereum, providing a faster, smoother, and more affordable experience while still benefiting from Ethereum's robust security. It is not performing as well right now as it should be. It did have quite a pump throughout December and early January, but it's still 85% down compared to last year's performance. So it's not performing that well yet, and that's why I feel that it's a good time to be entering, because we're yet to see a strong pump from Arbitrum, and I feel it will come. So scooping it at this point is a winning strategy for me. I do have it's already in my portfolio. I do have it. It is a small back at this point, but I'm increasing my positions as we go along during the dips. So during this dip, I also scooped some Arbitrum. All right, what's next on my list? Stacks, the token of Stacks. This is another layer 2 network that brings smart contracts and dApps to Bitcoin without changing its core code. It's like building a bustling city of decentralized apps on top of Bitcoin's secure foundation, which you can't go wrong with that. And its performance over the last year is also really strong, 425% up in the last year. You can see that it's currently going through that dip. Everything is going through that dip. This is why I'm doing this video. This is why you've been asking me what am I buying during the dip. Well, I'm not buying all of these tokens that are on my watch list, but I definitely backed some stacks during this dip as well, and I feel that it still has quite a long way to go. It is number 40 according to CoinMarketCap in the market capitalization ranking, so it is you know, a top coin, but I feel that it still has a long way to go. So it's definitely on my watch list. It should be on your watch list as well, and it's in my portfolio too. Okay, let's see what's the next one. Okay, Chronos, that's the token of crypto.com. That's only on my watch list, and it's in my portfolio only because I am using crypto.com. I have their debit card, and in order to get the debit card, I had to actually stake quite a big chunk of CRO tokens, which I'm not really happy about at this point. I feel that I should not have really been staking, because the staking benefits are not really as big as you know, what the money that I had to put into staking. And I feel that the losses that I incurred from just holding these tokens do not justify the benefits that I'm getting from having their card, unfortunately. So that's one of the tokens that's in my portfolio against my will. So I'm not really going to be talking about it. I don't really encourage you to be having CRO. But say the next token here on my list. Now this is quite a good token. This is a high performance blockchain built for trading with a twist. It's all about fairness and efficiency. Think of it as a stock exchange powered by crypto, designed to level the playing field and handle lightning fast trades without breaking a sweat. Say uses innovative mechanisms like central limit order book to ensure everyone gets a fair shot at every trade. Also, it boasts near instant finality with transactions processing in milliseconds, keeping traders ahead of the curve. It aims to be the go-to destination for serious traders seeking a level, lightning fast and cost-effective crypto trading experience. It's definitely one to watch. It had a very strong run over December and January. It is 7,585% up in the last year, and it's definitely one of my best tokens. I actually have a large position in Say. It's been in my portfolio since last year, and it remains in my longer term holdings, meaning I will not be rushing to sell Say. It's in my cold storage, meaning that I also don't really bother selling it at peaks and then reaccumulating it. It just stays in my portfolio all the way up until probably 2025, when we see that blow off top, when I will be exiting all of my tokens. It's one of these that will actually stay in my longer term hold, and I will not really bother trading it in the short term swings. All right, let's see what's next in my portfolio. Here is Sui. All right, well, this is another very strong project. It's still a new project promising blazing fast transactions and low fees thanks to its unique object-centric design. It stands out for its unique approach to transaction execution, which is parallel execution, and its focus on high performance, easier developer experience, privacy, interoperability, and energy efficiency. It's not performing as well as some other tokens. It's 73% down in the last year, but it's making this really nice rounded bottom formation, which is now turning into a cup and handle formation, which is a very bullish formation. And this is why I feel that scooping it right now is actually a winning strategy. I've already got it in my portfolio, and I'm adding to my position as I see more dips coming. All right, the next one is Rune, the token of Thorchain. It's one of the notable DeFi projects, although its performance is somewhat lackluster lately. I keep a small bag of it, but I'm considering swapping it for something with bigger potential because as a token, I think it will do well, but I'm not sure that it will explode as much as some other newer tokens will. It is 130% up in the last year, so decent performance, but I'm really not convinced that it needs to stay in my portfolio, so I might be exiting my positions. And then we have Render, the token of Render Network. This is another really strong one. It's been in my portfolio since last year. Render Network is a decentralized marketplace where artists rent unused GPU power for fast, affordable rendering. Picture studios skipping pricey on-premise farms and creatives assessing high-performance rendering with just a few clicks. That's what they do. And it could revolutionize the 3D content creation by democratizing GPU power and paving the way for a more efficient and collaborative future. I like that. It is a very strong proposal. It is a very niche proposal as well, and I don't really think they have much competition in their niche, which is why I like this token, which is in my portfolio since last year already. It's had a very good performance, more than 300% over the last year. Of course, nothing crazy, but a very strong performance nonetheless. So I have a medium-sized bag in my portfolio since early 2023. Okay, let's see which is in my next in my portfolio. Oh, ordinals, of course. It's basically the NFTs for Bitcoin, right? It's actually inscriptions, which is a little different to the art NFTs that we're used to seeing, but not too dissimilar. Inscriptions are the new craze, so I'm very bullish on Ordi, and I keep accumulating it on the dips. It is 109% up in the last year. It's yet to make even bigger gains. You know, I feel that buying Ordi at this point, I'm accumulating it the dips, but I feel at this point it's actually quite a decent price, even though $53 might seem like quite a high price. This is because, just like Bitcoin, it's only limited to 21 million tokens, which is quite a small supply compared to pretty much everything else on the market, right? All right, what's next? Mina, the token of Mina protocol. Well, Mina is the world's lightest blockchain, clocking in at a tiny 22 kilobytes. It achieves this through ZK snarks, a cryptographic magic trick that verifies transactions without revealing their details. It is not really doing that great in terms of performance. It's only 40% up in the last year, but I feel that its time will come, and I feel that it is still yet to explode. What's next on my list? Wemix, the token of Wemix Network. This is one of the gaming tokens in my portfolio. Think DeFi, NFTs, and Web3 gaming, all interwoven and powered by the native Wemix token. And gaming is one of the strong narratives right now, so definitely it's in my portfolio. 253% up over the last year. Not a bad performance by any measure. Okay, next one is Manta. Well, this made quite a big splash lately. You've definitely heard about it. It's a privacy-focused blockchain platform facilitating confidential transactions and asset ownership through ZK Snarks technology as well. ZK Snarks is actually quite a strong narrative as well right now during this cycle. We are definitely seeing the revival of the privacy narrative. It only got launched very recently, so we don't really have a whole year of a track record, even though it says here 31% up in the last year. That's not really in the last year. That's since it got launched. So it's around $3 right now. I'm accumulating on dips. I just scooped some of it when it dropped to around 240. If I see it going below 250, I'm definitely getting greedy on this token. Okay, next one is Rose, the token of Oasis Network. 79% up in the last year. Not bad. Oasis Network is a privacy-first blockchain aiming to be the next generation Web3 foundation. I expect it to do something bigger. This is why it's on my watch list, but actually it's not in my portfolio yet. This is one of the tokens that is just on my watch list for now. I haven't jumped in yet. We'll see. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. All right, what's next? ACT, the token of Akash network, a global network of idle computing power. Anyone can rent out unused resources for passive income. And the thing is, they're not the first, nor the only ones to offer this. So I'm not sure if the market demand for such a service is so huge as to make this a top tier project. It's currently 99 in market cap ranking according to CoinMarketCap, but 827% up in the last year. It's definitely an impressive performance. It is on my watch list, not yet in my portfolio. All right, and the next one on my list is Rune, the token of Rune network. Well, Rune is one of several gaming tokens on my watch list, but another one that I don't have yet. Maybe I will scoop some on the dip, maybe on a future dip, who knows. It is 198% up in the last year, so it's an impressive performance over the last couple of months, but I'm not yet completely sold on this token. It is on my watch list for now. Okay, and the next one is OP, the token of Optimism. Well, Optimism is a layer 2 solution for Ethereum that acts like a VIP lane, easing congestion and speeding up transactions. I like this project a lot. It is only 28% up in the last year, so not such an impressive performance, but I feel that it's got a lot of potential, so it's in my portfolio, not just on my watch list. I have a small bag of Optimism. It is a small position for the time being. I am increasing it very slowly as we go by. We'll see if it's going to turn into a medium-sized portion. For the time being, it remains a small bag. I'm positive for this token, but I don't expect it to do 100x anyway, because it is a large cap. It's number 29 by market capitalization, so it is quite high. Okay, going down on the list, it's Gala, the token of Gala Games. You're probably familiar with this one. It aims to become the premier destination for gaming and entertainment with a focus on play-to-earn gaming, and it was launched at the end of the last bull cycle, really late, so it's yet to make a big splash. If it's capable, I think it is, but it could be running out of steam because investors are quick to jump onto the new shiny objects, and Gala is becoming old news already. Maybe it will not see the hype that it needs to catapult it to 100x, but it could easily do 10x from here, so it's not to be ignored completely. Still, I exited my positions for the time being. I don't have any. I'm sitting on the sidelines of this one. It is 55% down in the last year, so not an impressive performance by any means. So we'll see how it goes. I feel that the only way is up from here because it's already quite down, but you never know with these things. And for the time being, I'm not rushing into jumping into Gala. I'm not buying any Gala. It's still just on my watch list for now. Okay. Next one on my list is Wu, the token of Wu network. Well, this bridges the gap between CeFi and DeFi, offering traders deep liquidity from both worlds at zero or at very low fees. Their flagship products are Weix, a centralized exchange, and WuFi, a decentralized exchange. Both are focused on providing deep liquidity, low fees, and efficient trading for traditional and DeFi assets. And I feel that it's got a lot of potential, so it's on my watch list, but I don't have any in my portfolio yet. Okay, next one on my list is Pendo, quite a beast of a project. Pendo splits your crypto yield, letting you trade future income like stocks. Think zero coupon bonds for DeFi, offering savvy investors new ways to play the yield curve, and 2,697% up in the last year. As I said, a beast of a token, and in the last couple of months, it's been on such a steady rise that as I was selling, because I thought I would be catching pumps and I'll be doing some, swing trading on this token, I sold as I was expecting a correction. Correction never came, and then I had to jump in back at a higher price. It is a really strong performance, very big price appreciation. It still keeps going. As you can see, it's not really seeing any correction, even though most of the other tokens that we were looking at were seeing a correction over the last couple of weeks. This one is not. So definitely I'm scooping. If I see even the smallest dip, I'm buying this token, and I'm trying to increase my position, but it's not a very large position at this point. I'm actually waiting for it to do some sort of a pullback so that I can scoop more and have a bigger position on this token. Okay, let's see what's next. AXL, the token of Axel. This is a cross-chain communication network, so its main focus is interoperability. It's not the first one to do that, but it can take a good chunk of the market if it gains enough traction, and through strategic partnerships as well, so watch out for this. It is 52% up in the last year, so again, not exactly a strong performance, and it's not in my portfolio yet, it's just on my watch list. Nexo is the token of the Nexo platform. This is a lending and borrowing platform that I'm actually using, so that's why I have their token. It's on my watch list and it's in my portfolio only because I'm using the platform and I needed some of this token in order to get a higher ranking on the VIP levels so that I can actually get better rates, because I am actually borrowing from Nexo, especially during bull markets. I like borrowing from Nexo, and I like to use borrowed money so that then I can pay it off from, as my cryptocurrency worth is growing, I will be paying it off like that rather than spending the money right now. So this is the main reason why I'm using Nexo and why it's on my watch list. Okay, the next one on my watch list is FET, F-E-T. This is the token of FetchAI. It's been in my portfolio since last year, one of the AI tokens in my portfolio, and I'm actually quite bullish on it. FetchAI is an AI ecosystem where autonomous agents learn and collaborate, optimizing everything from smart grids to DeFi. 114% in the last year, up in the last year. I managed to scoop it. I was trading it last year, then I exited and I was scooping it in the last quarter of the year as the market was down. So I'm actually more than 100% up, because as you see this performance here on the screen, this is estimated from January last year, but I was scooping it at much lower rates. So I would say I'm about 300 or 400% up already on this token. Okay, let's see what's next in my portfolio. Kuji, the token of Kujira. It's not in my portfolio, it's on my watch list. It's only on my watch list because I actually missed that this was an airdrop in the Cosmos ecosystem. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't really interact with the ecosystem at all, so I didn't really get this airdrop. It was one of the very, very big airdrops for many people. We're talking thousands of dollars. I think some of those people actually bagged hundreds of thousands of dollars from this airdrop. It's 500% up in the last year, so spectacular performance, really strong contender, and unfortunately not in my portfolio yet, still on my wish list, on my watch list and on my wish list, but not in my portfolio just yet. Okay, next one is Synthetics, SNX, the token of Synthetics. That's been in my portfolio for, I would say, even before 2023 probably, but definitely it's been in my portfolio since last year already. Synthetics lets you mint synthetic versions of real-world assets. I feel that it's got a strong potential. It's one of the AI tokens in my portfolio. Next one on my list is DESO, the token of decentralized social. Well, this is a social media blockchain that takes your tweets to the next level. You can own your data, monetize your content. It's built for speed, transparency, and for creators. Of course, I'm interested in it. I'm not invested though. It's on my watch list, not in my portfolio quite yet. And it's quite a recent token, so we don't really have data for a whole year. Okay, next one is Ajax, the token of SingularityNET, another AI token. SingularityNET is a global marketplace for AI services. Think of it as the App Store for artificial intelligence, where developers can list their creations and users can tap into advanced tools for anything from generating art to automating tasks. It's only 42% up in the last year, so not the most amazing performance, but it is in the AI narrative, so I'm watching it closely. And Ajax, do I have? No, I had it at some point last year, then I exited my positions and I'm yet to jump back in. I'm interested in the token, so I will most likely accumulate it, but at this point right now, it's not yet in my portfolio. Okay, next one is Super, the token of Superverse. It used to be called Superfarm, now it's called Superverse. It's 394% up in the last year, so it's doing quite well, as you can see already. It's number 157 in terms of market capitalization according to CoinMarketCap, so it's got a lot of potential. It is one of the smaller caps. Now we're getting into the smaller caps here. Okay, going down the list, We have Ray, the token of radium. This is part of the Solana ecosystem, and this is why it's on my watch list. By providing liquidity to radium pools, you can passively earn juicy yields on your deposited tokens, turning DeFi into a win-win proposition. This is why I'm interested in the token as well. 370% up in the last year, not a bad performance at all, and it is number 163 in market cap ranking according to CoinMarketCap. It's only $272 million market cap at the moment, so it still has a lot of potential of going upwards, and it's on my watch list, but not yet in my portfolio. S-Fund is the next one. It's one of the several gaming tokens in my portfolio. A small portion I have in my portfolio. It's 148% up in the last year, so not a big performer just yet. And then we have Trader Joe. This is a token that is only on my watch list. It's not yet in my portfolio. 115% up in the last year, so kind of a okay performance. 285 in the market cap ranking, and it's $151 million, so it is a small cap, and it's part of the Avalanche ecosystem. I'm only watching it, it's not in my portfolio yet. And PYR is also not in my portfolio. This is the token of Vulcan Forge, which operates as a multifaceted blockchain gaming ecosystem. It's only 35% up in the last year, so by any means, it's not really an impressive performance. So maybe this is why it's not entered my portfolio yet. I'm not quite sold on that token yet. However, the next one is in my portfolio, the token of lithium. I recently added it to my portfolio. It's been a month now, and it's one of the top performers in my portfolio already. So definitely one to watch, if not even one to have already. I mean, it's a new token, so we don't really have a full year performance. That's why we don't really see here a full year performance. But I've had way above 100% profit with this token since I managed to get it in late December, I think, or early January. Lithium positions itself as a scalable and secure proof-of-stake blockchain targeting real-world use cases. It's one of the newest additions in my portfolio, as I said, and it's been outperforming 90% of everything else. So a very strong contender. I see it easily turn 100x from my entry point, which was just a month ago. It's already about 5x, in fact. So it's on the way to get there sooner than most of the other tokens. Definitely keep an eye on this token. Next one on my list, not in my portfolio, just on my list here, is BLEL, a DeFi platform on the Solana blockchain. It is part of the Solana ecosystem. It focuses on offering high-yield farming opportunities and leveraged TO farming options. It's 320% up in the last year, which is a very good performance. Unfortunately, not in my portfolio yet, and it's still a relatively small cap. 126 million market capitalization. By any means, that's not a big market cap. So a lot of potential. Many of the tokens in the Solana ecosystem have a strong potential, and this is definitely one of them. Next one on my list is Seller, the token of Seller Network, which operates as a high-performance interoperable blockchain. For the time being, it remains on my watch list. We'll see if I'm going to add it to my portfolio. Next one is Demo, the token of Demo Network, which is 719% up in the last year. A spectacular performance, which unfortunately is not in my portfolio, just on my watch list. Demo focuses on data ownership and monetization, targeting both individuals and businesses. So again, it's in a niche that has some competition already, but if it manages to capture, a big chunk of that market, we can see easily 10x from here, easily even 20x from here. I'm not quite sure about 100x, but 10 or 20x from here, I can see it easily do that. Okay, let's see what's next. SDEX is the token of SmartDEX. This is a decentralized exchange, so this is the utility token of the exchange. I'm not really going to go into that one. And then we have Veracity. Veracity is the token of Veracity platform, which is not in my portfolio, just on my watch list. Veracity is a decentralized video engagement platform focused on combating advertising fraud and enhancing monetization for creators. It's leveraging its proof of view protocol and proprietary infrastructure. It builds trust within the online video advertising ecosystem. I featured it early on last year. I think in last February when I was in Vietnam, I was talking about this token. They were just about to get listed on Bybit exchange, and they were running a one of those campaigns. So I was urging you to vote for it, because at the time I was very keen on trading the token, and I was trading it at the time, but I exited my position, so it's not really in my portfolio right now. And as you can see, it's 26% down in the last year. So in fact, last year when it got the listing, this is when it did its biggest performance, around February, March. And since then, it's not really been doing that much. That's why it just remains on my watch list, and I haven't really got the confidence to jump back into this token. But it is a decent project. That's why it's on my watch list. I'm just not sure whether I will be getting it again into my portfolio. Okay, the next one on my list here, hold on, I skipped something. What did I skip? G-Swift. G-Swift, I just exited it, but it was in my portfolio up until now, and I can see it's 64% up today. Yuck. I wish it stayed in my portfolio, because I exited it a few days ago. Bad decision. Nonetheless, this is one of the many gaming tokens, so we don't really need to spend too much time on it. Orca, this is another token that is just on my watch list. It is not on my in my portfolio, and in fact it is 424% up already in the last year. So if you're wondering why it's not in my portfolio, I'm wondering the same. I don't know why it's not in my portfolio. It's been on my watch list for quite some time now, so it should have already entered my portfolio. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Anyway, Tara is another one that is on my watch list, not in my portfolio. 915% up in the last year, guys. Why is it not in my portfolio? No idea. Honestly, no idea. It's only $35 million market cap, which means that it is a small cap, and it's got a huge potential to be making, 50x from here. I would say easily 50x from here. Taraxa operates as a blockchain platform focused on data privacy and security, so it is a strong contender. It utilizes a unique consensus mechanism and sharding technology to achieve high scalability and transaction throughput, targeting enterprise and government use cases. So definitely a strong contender for your portfolio. Make sure to place this on your watch list if it's not yet on your watch list. And then we have Inspect token, INSP. This token is in fact in my portfolio, but I will reconsider. Inspect protocol is a layer 2 protocol built for Twitter, and it's a browser extension that utilizes AI algorithms to detect NFTs on the Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana blockchains, and it can be used to track the popularity of different NFT collections and provide insights to users about NFT investments and community engagement on X. However, it's not really been endorsed by Elon Musk. So even though it's built for X and it's supposed to take X to the Web3, realm and everything, I'm not sure. If I don't see an endorsement from Elon Musk, then I will exit my position, because it could be that we are just riding a hype here. And it's a new token. It doesn't really have a yearly performance. That's why you're not really seeing here, any record for the whole year. It is only a $34 million market capitalization. So it is a small cap, which means that it's got a potential. But as I said, if it doesn't get endorsed by Elon Musk and it's built for X, then what's the point? So it's in my portfolio for the time being, in case something happens and it blows and it explodes or something. But as time goes by, if I don't really see anything happening, any key partnerships and any endorsement, I will be exiting this token. So far it's doing well. I mean, I managed to scoop it in early January, and I managed to ride this wave up here that you are seeing. So I'm probably around 30% up on this token. But I am prepared to exit very soon if I don't see anything that much happening in the near future. Okay, moving down, we have next the token of Connext, another recent addition to my portfolio. It tackles the interoperability issue, facilitating seamless cross-chain asset transfers and communication between blockchains. This could unlock cross-chain DeFi opportunities, and it can drive broader blockchain adoption, which is what I like about this token. It's actually one of the strong performers in my portfolio, and it's been in my portfolio for just over a month already. It's 294% up in the last year, even though it's not really been launched that long. It was launched last September, and I managed to scoop it during this dip here. So I've been riding this wave up. I wish I actually discovered it earlier. I discovered it from Tokenmetrix. That's another one that I got from Tokenmetrix, and they did a very good review on this network. They were very bullish on this network. This is when it came to my attention, and I'm very thankful to Tokenmetrix for that token as well. Also a lithium and mint layer, another really big performers in my portfolio that I managed to get because of Tokenmetrix. So this is why I'm saying it's worth checking out Tokenmetrix, and you get a discount. My link is in the description below. Let's take a look at what's the next one here. VXV, Vector Space, another AI token that's been in my portfolio, 32% down in the last year, but I was scooping it during this market lows in towards the end of last year, so it's okay. And I was trading it last February when the market was really booming. I was trading this token. I was exiting in March, late March, early April, and then I was scooping it again. I'm not sure exactly when I bought it, probably September or October, and it's been in my portfolio since then. And it's gonna stay there because I'm actually bullish on this token longer term, and I'm not really trying to swing trade it right now. It will stay in my portfolio at least for the duration of this year, and then I will revise and I will see. Okay, and then we have another very strong token, very strong performer, Cetus. I actually recently was tweeting about this token. It's in my portfolio since just 4 weeks ago or something like that. And as you can see, I mean, it was launched last May, and since then it's 26% down. But guys, I mean, if you are buying it recently, it's been doing a very good performance. Over the last month, it's been doing well over 100% up. So I'm very happy with this token because from my entry point, I am almost 100% up. This is a DeFi platform on the Sui and Aptos blockchains. It is a dual token system. It's got a strong niche. It doesn't have much competition. It's only $28 million market cap, so it's got a huge potential, and it's making this rounded bottom formation, which is very bullish as well for the longer term. So definitely a strong contender. It should be in your watch list, maybe even in your portfolio. Okay, moving on, we have Keeper. Keeper is a decentralized network facilitating on-chain job execution for smart contracts. It aims to provide efficient and reliable job execution for dApps. As you can see, it's quite a high price, and that's because it's only 425,000 tokens. That's all. That's the total supply. That's the maximum supply. And the market cap currently only 28 million. So it is only 425,000 tokens. Only 28 million market cap. It's a very small supply, guys. So I am expecting a much higher price later down the line. Okay, and the next one on my list is AGI, the token of Desilium. This is a Web3 platform, an AI-powered decentralized publishing platform, and it's 79% down in the last year. So since its launch, it's only been going downwards, and this is why it's not in my portfolio, but it's on my watch list because I feel that this has already bottomed, and from this point on, the only way is up. But I'm not rushing into it. It's still just on my watch list. I will need some more convincing before I jump into it. Next one on my list is Nexa, and this is a blockchain that operates as a proof-of-work layer 1 platform, specifically designed for global peer-to-peer financial transactions. It's not in my portfolio, also just on my watch list because it's not really been doing such a great performance over the last year. And I will see. I will see. I'm not really convinced about this one. It's only $14 million, so it is one of the small caps, and as such, it looks very promising. But it also looks like a pump and dump to me. So I'm yet to be convinced whether it needs to enter in my portfolio. I'm not sold on this one. Okay, next one is SMT, one of two SMT tokens. This is Swarm Markets, and then I have another SMT which is called Smart Mesh. They're two different projects, completely different projects. Swarm Markets operates as a hybrid DeFi platform built on the Solana blockchain, so it's part of the Solana ecosystem. It bridges the gap between traditional financial markets and crypto. So it's got a very good use case. It's already 1,531% up in the last year. It's spectacular performance. I'm looking to increasing my positions as time goes by, as I see more dips coming. Right now, I managed to scoop a little bit, but I'm doing it in small portions. I'm not really going heavy on this one yet. Let's see what's next. Boto. This is a very interesting project. I mean, I'm not uber bullish on this one, and I don't really have it in my portfolio, but it is on my watch list because it is an AI decentralized artist, so to speak. It's on the Ethereum blockchain. It's an AI-powered but DAO-driven artist with a native token that acts as a governance and also utility token, facilitating voting on artistic direction by its DAO community and enabling access to exclusive features. So Boto aims to redefine artistic creation through community-driven feedback and collective ownership, potentially disrupting traditional art models with a unique blend of blockchain technology and creative exploration. I'm not really sure whether it will manage to disrupt the art world so much, but it's definitely a unique take, and I'm very interested in it. That's why it's on my watch list, but I'm not rushing into it. I'm not buying it. It's not in my portfolio, and as you can see, it looks like a pump and dump a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not really so keen on having the token, but I'm very excited about this project, and I just keep an eye on it. Okay. Exceed me, no, not really. I'm not going to talk about this. It's not really, I'm going to remove this from my watch list. AstroDAO is on my watch list because of Tokenmetrix. Tokenmetrix is one of the companies that are angel investors in this company, and they are very bullish on it. That's why it's on my watch list, but it is not in my portfolio. In fact, I do have an NFT from AstroDAO, but that's because of being a member of Tokenmetrix. So I don't know. It's not really in my portfolio yet. And then there is the second SMT token, which is Smart Mesh. This is a blockchain built for the Internet of Things. It uses sharding technology to address scalability issues, potentially attracting businesses seeking efficient and reliable IoT data management solutions. Also not in my portfolio. I'm not sure whether it will enter, to be honest. It's a cool project, but if you manage to scoop it, you know, throughout the September, October lows, then you are really high right now. But overall, this is a cup and handle formation that is supposed to be really bullish. I'm yet to see a breakout though, and if I see a breakout on the upside, then I will jump in. But for me, this will be a short-term swing trade rather than a investment type of a thing. Okay, and we're getting close to the end now, guys. I know it's a long video, but bear with me. Next one, ISP. This is the token of ISPO-Link, which operates as a decentralized infrastructure platform for blockchain networks. It focuses on providing scalable and secure solutions for interoperability and data storage, and it's had a really strong run over the last couple of months, as you can see here, but it is now correcting heavily, and I mean really heavily. Back in December was when it was reaching a peak, and since then it's lost all of these gains, guys. It's most likely just a strong correction that could be a signal for a good entry here. So, but it is on my watch list. I'm not entering and I'm not rushing into it. I will continue monitoring this token, and I will make up my mind whether I want to include it. I mean, it's a good project, but I'm not convinced that it needs to be in my portfolio. Okay, and it's getting really late now, so I don't really want to take too much of your time. I've got two gaming tokens here, PETS and LITT. These are on my watch. Actually, LITT is in my portfolio. A small bag I have of this token. Unfortunately, here we don't really see any details on coin checkup. On CoinMarketCap is where we can see the details. But I mean, it's one of those tokens that I only have a little bit because it's in the gaming narrative. And for me, this is speculative token. It is a very small cap, and as such, it's worth just having a small position in this token in case it does something spectacular. Same with pets. It's not in my portfolio, but it's on my watch list because it could actually do something. It's in the NFT narrative, so I'm not really crazy about it at this point. So I'm not really rushing into getting this. And then we have Sidus token from Sidus Heroes, another gaming token, another gaming project. A project that actually looks much more promising than many of the other projects here, and with gaming being such a strong narrative, it's definitely worth my attention. That's why it's on my watch list, and I have a small position in this as well, but albeit a very small position. It's 455% up in the last year, so that's not bad, but I feel that it has a strong potential for 10, 20x, even more from here. And this is why I have a small position. I might be increasing that position as time goes by. So this is it, guys. These are all of the tokens that are currently in my watch list. Now, from these tokens, I already told you which are the ones in my portfolio, but yet again, I can quickly go through this. Mainly, I will talk about the ones that are in my longer term portfolio, because a lot of these tokens are going to be short term, meaning that as soon as I see a pump or a significant jump in price, I will be either exiting all of the positions that I have, or I will be exiting a big chunk of my position, locking profits. But the ones that I will not be touching throughout the year, and I will just sleep on them, and they will sit and wait in my cold storage. These are Link, Solana, Matic, Arbitrum, Thea, Celestia, Avalanche. Cardano, I have a small position. I'm actually not really that excited about Cardano during this bull run. I was very excited about it in the previous bull run, and it did really well during the previous bull run. This time around, I feel that Cardano is kind of old news. People are moving on to newer projects, other things. But it is one of those tokens that is worth having because it's still a good project. So I have a small back. It's staying there. Render is another one that is going to stay in my longer term portfolio. Caspa is in my longer term portfolio. Mint Layer is in my longer term portfolio. A Lithium in my longer term portfolio. Injective and Optimism. These are the tokens that are kind of set it and forget it. I just buy them and they stay in my cold storage, and I don't really bother trading them. I don't care about the short-term swings in the market price. Everything else I'm monitoring tightly all the time, and I trade. I do swing trading on those, and scalping sometimes. So if I see a good pump, as with G-Swift, which I'm now regretting, I was scalping. I was actually taking profits to the point where I exited all of my positions because I was expecting a strong pullback, and it had a very minor pullback. I didn't manage to buy back in, and today it's 60% up. So I'm definitely not buying a token when it's 60% up, but I will be looking for some more entries on that one. Well, I hope this is helping, guys. I hope you like my list. Let me know if you have any of these tokens already in your portfolio, or are they in your on your watch list. Are you interested in these tokens as well? And did I miss anything? Are there any strong tokens that you are really confident about that I didn't mention, that are not on my watch list? I'm curious to know. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for staying until the end. I know it was a longer video, but I promised to take you through my full list, and this is it. By the end of the year, I will revisit this list, and we will talk about performance, and we will see how these tokens performed over the course of 2024. But the ones that are in my portfolio, all of them are going to do spectacularly well over the course of this year. Mark my words, and let's revisit by the end of the year. This is everything from me. Thanks for staying until the end. I'm gonna see you in the next one.